Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Okay, we're reading 9th chapter and 6th verse. 9-6. That you can open.
Number
384. So, can you repeat after me? 9th chapter, 6th verse. Yatha akasha sthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani tupadharaya upadharya matsthani tupadharya, like that. Okay, so Krishna is giving an example. Understand that as mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. So Krishna is, because I'm starting in the middle of the chapter, let me just tell you what's happening. Krishna is telling about himself. Who is he? Out of his boundless mercy, because if you tell about yourself, you will be considered as egoistic. No. Who wants to tell about himself? If I ask, just like Prabhu introduced me, I didn't tell him about myself. No. If I would have told myself I did this, I did that, then it's bad. So, but Krishna is telling about himself because otherwise how we are going to know who is he? Who is going to tell us? Who is the best person other than he who can tell about himself? Because nobody understands him completely as he does about himself. No. So he speaks about himself, who is he, but he doesn't speak about himself in details. That's the idea. He speaks about himself in a philosophical way. If you read Bhagavad Gita, but not in a glorifying way. So a Prime Minister may come, what are you doing? A Prime Minister may come and Prime Minister can say, okay, if Prime Minister wants to introduce himself, what is going to do? He'll tell, okay, I am the Prime Minister of India, my name is this, my post is this. That's enough. A Prime Minister himself will not say that millions of people like me and so millions of people like me and everybody's fan of me, I am on WhatsApp. He's not going to say like that, no? So that's why Bhagavad Gita is an official book. But if you want to know more about Krishna, you have to read Bhagavatam. And in Bhagavatam, Krishna doesn't speak about himself. He allows his devotees to speak about him. That's Bhagavatam. So Krishna is giving a very official example. Who is he? Okay. Krishna is saying, I am everywhere, but still I am nowhere. He says in previous verses, I am everywhere, I am nowhere. So how do you understand that? Is there any example in this material world? There has to be some example, no? Otherwise, how can you just say anything like that? So Krishna says, yes, there is example. Just like a mighty wind is blowing in the sky. So sky is everywhere and wind is there in the sky, no? So sky is a resting place of wind. But at the same time, sky is not affected by the wind. Is it? It's like clouds. Where are clouds? In the sky or earth? Sky. But so many clouds come and go, but sky remains the same. It's least affected by clouds. Similarly, Krishna is saying, all this world, everybody rests in me. I am like a sky. And living entities, this material world, everything is in me, but I am not affected by it. People come and go, words are destroyed and created, but I am just separate, aloof from that. You understand? So we are sitting where? Where we are sitting now?
In Krishna.
Yeah, in Krishna. That's what Krishna is saying. We are there with Krishna now. But we don't realize that. That's the problem. Clouds do not realize that they are in sky. Just as ant cannot realize that it is in apartment. If you ask ant, where are you? What it will going to say? I'm in an apartment? No. It doesn't know it's in an apartment. Probably in some floor something. So, yes, we are in an apartment in America, but actually if you see the large picture, we are resting in God, in Krishna. So, but He is not affected by that. He's provided a resting place like that. That is why, if you see, when Krishna was young, Yashoda Ma asked Krishna to open his mouth. No, you know that, no? He ate mud, and then when he opened his mouth, what she saw? Entire universe. We are inside God, and God is inside us. So He's inside us, outside us, up, down, everywhere. But we don't know. That's illusion. So Krishna is saying, try to understand by the example, and try to realize this fact. Try to always remember that you are not aloof from me. And if you can remember that we are not aloof from Krishna, He's inside me, He's outside me, then you become fearless. No fear. Because just like Prahlad, you know Prahlad, no? Prahlad Maharaj, no fear. So Hiranyakashipu was saying, I'll kill you. No problem, do anything. I'll throw you from the top of the mountain, no problem. Even if you throw me from top of the mountain, Krishna is everywhere, He'll protect me. I'll give you poison. Okay, you give me poison. Poison will go inside me, but inside there is God. So he was least affected. And that's a very good example of sky and the wind. Okay, let me ask you another thing, a question. Is there any example of an image made by light without any background? Generally, if you have a projector, if you want to make an image, you need a background, no? Or a screen. So is there any example of an image formed by light without a screen? Rainbow, yeah. See rainbow? There is no screen. It's simply in the sky. And that example is given by Upanishads to explain one of the qualities of God. Which quality? Anything about that? Sky example is given to help us understand the quality of God, that God is the resting place of everybody. That's one quality of God, no? He's maintaining everybody. Okay, good. And this example of rainbow is given to show which quality of God? Light? No. The example is there. Without background you form an image. So what's that example?
With no birds?
No.
He's everywhere.
No, this example is given that Krishna is independent. He's independent. He's not. When we want to project, we are dependent on some screen. But He can create word out of nothing. Just like you can create image without a background screen. So Krishna can create this word without the use of anything else. You understand? He can do. He is all powerful. So that's this one example. But now Krishna says here, so now there's a question here. How does Krishna maintain this word? Okay, he's aloof from this word, but nevertheless he is a director and producer of this word. There's a movie going on, no? So that's why it is called Leela. You know this? The word Leela anukrito syat. This whole creation is one of the pastimes of Lord. Why it is called pastime? Because of two reasons. One reason is that He can make this without any effort. Without any effort He can create. That is why it is called pastime. Means like a child plays. So he makes this word like he plays, without any effort. And the example given is of a seed. You sow the seed in the ground, and then plant comes, no? So does seed has to put any effort in that? No effort. Automatically it comes, no? Similarly, this creation comes from God without putting any effort. He simply wills and everything comes. So that's one reason this is called pastime of God. He makes this word without any effort. Another reason this is called pastime, because anybody who does pastime, why anybody does any pastime? Why do you play? To get enjoyment? Yeah. So he creates this word for his own enjoyment. But there is a problem here. He creates this verse for his own enjoyment, but then we see a lot of sufferings here. No? Then why sufferings? That's the question with Christianity. And the answer for this is? What's the answer? He creates everything for his enjoyment. So why there are sufferings in this world?
To balance it out.
To balance it out? No.
We don't cooperate.
Because he makes this word for his enjoyment, but when we start enjoying without him, then we create sufferings for ourselves. That's the idea, no? So just like your house, why does a wife and a husband they produce a child? Why? For their enjoyment. They will feel happy, no? That's why, okay, let's have a child, It will be fun, it will be interesting. So child is there to give enjoyment to parents. That's why he was born. But then child decides, no, I will not respect parents, I will not give any happiness to parents. So then what's going to happen? Parents will suffer, but he will also suffer. He will suffer more. If he thinks I'm James Bond and I'll do everything, and if he doesn't take help of parents, what some parents tell, people who are businessmen, the parents who are businessmen, they say, okay, you do whatever, but then you can handle my business, no problem. Children of businessmen, generally, parents are not so strict about studies. They know anyway he has to come in business. So, but if that boy says, no, I'll open my own business, I don't need any help, then he's going to start from scratch. He's going to suffer, no? So better for him is take the business, take over the business of his parents, no? So if he cooperates with his father, he will not suffer. But if he doesn't cooperate, he will have to do hardship, and perhaps his business might not become successful, no? So Prabhupada gives this to example. And that is why Krishna created this word, to enjoy, and our purpose is to give him enjoyment. That's why he made us, with this expectation that we will give him enjoyment. You're understanding? He expects that. But like bad children, we start enjoying ourselves and forget him. And that's why we are suffering. So Krishna tells all these things in next verse. Krishna tells 7th verse, O son of Kunti, at the end of millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature. At the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam kalpakshe punasthani kalpadau visrajamiham. I destroy, they enter into my nature, and then again I create. This is what Krishna is doing. And why he destroys, why he creates, why he destroys, why he creates, that's a mystery. And if you read Bhagavad Gita, he's creating and destroying to actually enjoy. But he wants to enjoy, and if we participate in his enjoyment, if we give him enjoyment, we become liberated, we become happy in the process. So souls which do not want to give him enjoyment, they are born here. For us, material world is created, no? Okay, you go there, learn how to give me enjoyment. When you learn, then you can come back to spiritual world. That's all. So he mercifully creates this place so that we can come here, learn. Life is a big lesson. That's what we have to learn. That's what we have to learn. It's a teaching. Life is a teaching. Every moment Krishna is trying to give us some message. By happiness and distress both. Wise people, they can see the teachings. Foolish, they're just involved in sufferings and happiness. That's what Krishna is saying. I make again and destroy. If Krishna wants, he can just destroy everything. No, he doesn't need to create again. Okay, to hell with you all. Get lost. He can say that. But he's saying, I again and again do that. And that needs a lot of patience and mercy. No? Because again and again you are making something, destroy something, and to destroy your own creation is difficult, no? You make something with a lot of hardship and then you destroy it. It's not easy to do that. But Krishna does that. So his destruction is also mercy. He destroys to actually help us. He creates to give us opportunity to learn devotion, and then he destroys it so that we forget everything and then start fresh again. So he starts a plan for you. It's your life is a project. Then you mess up your life and then you end up, then you say it's out of control. Krishna says, okay, we'll start next project. So you die and then again born and then fresh project, so now try again. And then again you mess up and then again. So how many times going to do it? How many times you will do if somebody spoils a project? 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 7th time you will just say, get lost, don't show your face. Never show your face. But Krishna is not like that. That's why he says, I do again and again, as if he is an ocean of mercy. And he will keep on doing until we learn, until everybody learns how to serve him. So this verse is actually expressing his mercy. You see, so it is said his creation is sweet, his destruction is sweet, his anger is sweet, his blessings are sweet. Madhura, that everything is sweet about him. We have to recognize that, how it is sweet. No, just like you see, if a girl slaps a boy, is it sweet or bad? What do you say? A person who is looking for him, it is bad. But for the boy, it's sweet. So he understands it's sweet. He's undergoing that experience. But an onlooker might not. A child might not understand what's happening. She slapped him, she's bad. So like that. So a devotee can understand that destruction of this world, destruction of this life, everything about Krishna is sweet. When Krishna gives suffering, that's also sweet. But only a devotee can realize, who is in love with God. Person who are not in love with God, then they will see what's happening, creation, annihilation, what is this going on. So then Krishna says, 8th chapter, the whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will it is automatically manifested again and again. And under my will it is annihilated at the end. Prakartim swamavishtabhya visrajami punah punah. 8th verse. Punah punah, he says. Again and again under my will it is automatically manifested, and under my will it ends. So Krishna doesn't have to put any efforts. He just thinks and creation. He thinks and end. He works by sankalp, not by efforts. We work by efforts, no? You understand sankalp word? Will. We have a will, desire, and then we do something. He simply has to desire. He desires, let creation take place, so it takes place. Let it get destroyed, let it get destroyed. That is the supreme potency of God. Only He can do this. Nobody else can do. We have to execute our desire. For Him it's not like that. His desire is execution. It is bound to happen. So if Krishna desires that you become devotee, can anybody stop you to becoming devotee? Even if you don't want to become devotee, if He desires you will become devotee, you will become devotee. if he desires. Just like there was this big devotee Kanak Das. You know Kanak Das? You're from South India, all of you know.
Yeah.
You don't know Kanak Das? From where are you? Udupi? Karnataka? How many people from Karnataka? Tamil Nadu? You're from Karnataka? And you all from where?
From Kerala.
You're from Kerala?
North, south area.
Okay. We are everywhere. Okay. So yeah, there was a big devotee Kanak Das. And he... I just forgot. Just lost it. So that Kanak Das, he was a king. He was a king, big king. And Krishna came to him and he said, you should serve me. He said, I don't have time. And Krishna says, well, I want you to serve me, but you are saying you don't have time. So better decide properly. You must serve me. I want you to serve me. He said, I don't have time, I'll do afterwards. Krishna says, okay, then no problems. Then he went back. And then Kanak Das, then Krishna desired, let him become devotee. And suddenly his life started changing. He married a queen, not a queen, but he married a female. But then on the day of marriage, dacoits came. And they took away all his wealth and even his wife. He only had it. He was standing and then he was calling, hey Krishna, what's happened? Krishna told, I told you should serve me. And you didn't serve me. So you gave me pain, so I am giving you pain now. Tit for tat. So then he told, okay, I'll serve you, but let me get my wealth back. Then I'll do these things. Krishna told, no, I want you to serve me now. So he told, I'll do afterwards. So then Krishna told, see, I have desired that you should serve me. You can't go against my desire. If you do, then you will have to suffer. So he says, no, we'll do afterwards. So he went for a battle with those dacoits. And those dacoits surrounded him and they killed him. So he was lying dead. And Krishna came to him and he said, see, better surrender now. Now you're dead. Now you can't do anything. Now what more plans you have? When you were living, you had plans, but now you're dead. Now you can't make any plans, no more. Now better surrender to me, because there is more sufferings and death also. So then he told, okay Krishna, fine, now I can't do anything. Anyway, I'm dead. So I'll serve you, but on one condition, when you call me, when I call you, you should come. He said, that's no problem. Like, anyway, I'm coming to you without calling, so when you call me, that's okay. This is not a bad thing. So then Krishna gave his veena to him, and he became a great devotee. So the point is, Krishna desires that you should become devotee. You will not be able to stop yourself from becoming a devotee. Your life will change. Just like for Prabhupada, Krishna desired that he should preach all around the world, and his life started changing. He had to leave his house, his business got spoiled, and then he was forced to go to America. He was not planning to go to America, he was planning to go to Japan. But he was forced to go to... Krishna took him there. He planned for him. And if Krishna desires that you will not become devotee in this life, can you become?
No.
Even if you chant 64 rounds, you will not be able to become. Even if you daily attend this program, you can't do that. Everything is on His will. So what is devotion? What we are doing by devotion? Can anybody answer?
Please.
No. Answer should be related to the context. That's okay. Why we are chanting, why we are doing devotion, what we are doing, what we hope for.
So Krishna remembers us.
Krishna makes his mind and he desires that this person should become my devotee. That's what all devotion is for. That's all. And so somehow he should be impressed by our service, by our sincerity, by our sacrifice, by our understanding, by whatever we do, activities, And then he will think, okay, fine, this boy, girl, they are good and they should become my pure devotee. As soon as he thinks, he will become pure devotee. So whole devotion is to actually change his mind. That's all, no? That's all, no? It's like that only, and you can understand, simple, I mean, a boy is serving the girl so that she changes mind and she decides to marry him, no? That's why gifts, McDonald's, movies, because finally he wants to hear, okay, I want to marry you. That's what he wants from her side, not from his side. He can say, I can marry you, but if she doesn't have a mind, then she'll not marry. So he'll do all possible things, please her, and then one day she will say, okay, Similarly, we are trying to serve him, trying to please him. So one day Krishna will say, okay, now you become my pure devotee. I will plan for you. I will make you my devotee. No power in this world can stop you to become devotee. That's devotion all about. That is devotion. That's why we chant, we attend programs, and we should do in such a way so that Krishna is impressed, he is pleased with us, our devotion. He is ready to be pleased, but he expects us to act in such a way so that we please him. That's what he is looking for. He is looking for that. So that's why he says, my will. It's my will. Everything is dependent on my will. His will. Let thy will be fulfilled. That's Bible. That's what we say. Let Krishna, your will be fulfilled. Then Krishna says, okay, I am doing everything. But now question is Krishna bound up by his activities? When we do things, we are bound in action and reaction. But Krishna is creating and destroying. Is he bound by action reaction? Krishna says, no chance. O Dhananjay, 9th chapter, all this work cannot bind me. What do you understand by binding? Work binding somebody, what do you mean by that? Yeah. You become attached to something, no? When we do something, we become attached. So we become bound by that thing, no? Anything you do, even if you take a pencil and drawing, and you'll be bound by that, no? You draw a nice drawing, you close your copy. After some time, you'll open your copy and see your own drawing. Is it? How it is? It's nice, no? Okay, good. You draw it, then why do you have to see it again? You will keep on seeing it again. Because you are attached now to your own creation. And especially we are attached to our own creation a lot. We are not attached to others' creation because of envy. But to our own creation, we will be helplessly attached. We can't avoid it. So is Krishna attached? It is his creation. Is he attached? Krishna says, no, all this work cannot bind me. I am doing things, but I am not attached. I am ever detached from all these material activities. See, he is saying, detached, seated as though neutral. I am detached. Now the question is, how can Krishna do this? How can he do this? How can he create and destroy and do so many things, yet be detached from everything? What's the trick? What is the trick?
Because he is Krishna.
He is Krishna. No, but there has to be some trick, no? Huh?
Answer if it looks like I think.
Well, it's not always like that. Answer is in this verse. See here. It is in this one. So this word you see, udasin vat. You see that? What? So udasin vat means he is not interested in that. He does those things without interest. And that's a trick to be non-detached to anything you do. Do things out of sense of duty but not with interest. Then you'll not be bound. Wherever your interest goes, there your attachment will go. There's a rule. Because interest, it is ruchi. Interest means ruchi. Ruchi develops into asakti. It's like that, no? You start reading some novel and you get interested into that. And when you get interest, then you start reading more and you become attached. If you read a novel because you have to pass your exams, then you don't get attached to that novel, no? You forget after exams because you're not reading with interest. You're reading with the aim to pass. You will understand everything. You can cram everything. You know everything. You might know even more than a person who is actually just reading for reading's sake. Because you're reading for exams. But you will not be attached. You see? So you can do some work without interest as efficiently as with attachment. But if you do without interest, you will not be attached to it, but you can do as efficiently as before.
But you said, Prabhuji, he's playing and he's enjoying.
Yeah, that's one question. So any answer for that? Just before I told that he's created word for his own enjoyment. But now we are saying he created without interest. So it's contradiction, no? So how do you understand that contradiction? Are you understanding my opinion?
Yeah.
You understanding? Everybody?
He's
On
not
same.
bound with the happiness and distress or duality.
Well, he made this for his enjoyment. And now he is saying that I do everything udasinvat without interest. So how do you do something without interest and yet you enjoy it? That's a big thing, no? It's complicated, no? That's why to understand God is complicated. But if you can somehow adjust Him in your mind, just once, then He will always be there. But somehow you have to put in your mind. So what's the answer for that? Anybody?
He lives in present.
Any Einstein here?
He lives in present. He's not bothered about future or past.
So, but then what about interest?
That's what, whatever is happening, he just lives that.
I don't know. Probably, perhaps. But that's not a good idea. No, he's not careless. No, that's careless. So there's an understanding for that. So you see, a boss, when the employees are properly situated in the company, boss is happy, no? Is it? Sometimes you enjoy. See, there are different types of enjoyment. So one enjoyment is with your family. Another enjoyment is to give mercy. Another enjoyment is if other people are happy, you enjoy. No? Is it? So if your neighbors are happy, okay, you are happy and you say everything is nice, enjoying. So Krishna makes this word not for his personal enjoyment. Not for his personal enjoyment. But he makes this word so that people of this world can learn to serve him and become happy. And by seeing them happy, he is happy. He enjoys that. He enjoys their happiness. That's the idea. You understand? So, in that sense, he is not interested in them. But he is interested in spiritual world. In his devotees. With his devotees, he interacts. He plays. So you can. So I'll give you an example. Just like a king. A king's family is there and his kingdom is there, no? So king is very happy to see his kingdom flourish. No? Every king is happy, no? Flourish. And king wants his kingdom to expand. Because then it will give him more enjoyment. But the enjoyment he feels with his family, that's different. He will play with his family and other things, no? So a king handles his kingdom as a sense of duty, not really with interest. Not interest. He's interested in his wife and his children. That's all. Not exactly interested in his kingdom. Not as interested as his family. So in relationship to family, if you compare interest, that interest is negligible. You understand? It's not that he has absolutely no interest. Some interest is there, but in relationship to his interest in spiritual world, it's negligible. That's why he says without interest. Because no activity you can do without, at least some interest has to be there. No, otherwise how can you do some things? That's what Prabhupada says here, that we should not think that personality of God has no engagement. In spiritual world, he is always engaged. So he makes this word for enjoyment, but the enjoyment he gets here is very minimal.
But that's also his will, right, Prabhuji?
What?
His will, right?
Yeah. But the enjoyment he gets from this material world is very negligible. So
he planned, right?
yeah, he planned that, but he planned for us that, not for him. So he's not really, okay, this is nice, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested to go and play football. So like for example, we plan to go to university, no? Is it? To read. You want to become doctor, you take admission in university and you read MBBS. It's nice. It's very nice. But that's okay, it's good, it's nice. I came to college, I'm interested. But really, if you ask me, I really want to go and see movies and drink wine and roam around with girls. That's what I want to do. So that's the idea with Krishna. Krishna creates for his enjoyment. He gives everybody chance to become his devotees, accept their service with some interest. But then you ask Krishna, are you really interested? Krishna says, if you ask me really, actually I have no interest. I am doing this to give mercy to people, but actually I want to go back in Vrindavan and with my devotees and eat lunch and play. You see, so in relative context, that is why the trick to become not attached to anybody is, Krishna says, experience higher taste. Higher taste. If you don't experience higher taste, you will become attached, definitely. So, for example, so this child is there. Now, their parents might be interested in this child, of course. No? Who, your parent, your mother?
Yeah.
Okay, you're interested in your child? Definitely. Definitely. You can't say no. But if you do devotion nicely, and if you become attached to Krishna, you will experience the joy which you are experiencing with this child. If you multiply 1,000,000 times, you will experience with Krishna. So externally, you might be playing with him, taking care and with interest only. But when we ask you, okay, are you interested in your child? You will say yes, but if you really ask me in the hearts of my heart, I am not. I am really interested in Krishna. It's with devotees, all of you, no? Devotees are like that, no? Okay, you are handling your family, everything. And then if your wife asks you, are you interested in me? You will say, yeah, darling, I am interested in you. That's okay. But then with your friends, you say, actually, really, I am not interested in you. Who is interested in wife? Which fool is interested in wife? We are not interested. We are interested in Krishna. So, you see, in relative, you have to always compare. Relative sense, Krishna is saying, I am udasin vat. No interest. I have interest in spiritual world. Although he created everything, but really speaking, he is not interested. You understand? You have to get a relationship there.
But he doesn't.
What?
So he created this world so that from here we go to spiritual world, right?
Yeah.
So then when we go there, he's really interested in us?
Yeah, when you go in spiritual world, then he's interested in you. Now, okay. That's okay. Now we are all like his wife. That you can understand. He's showing that he's interested, but actually he's not. That's his relationship with all of us. Externally he's doing everything, but okay, internally, okay, yeah, fine. That is why this is called Prakriti. Prakriti means female. We are all called Prakriti, no? He's Purusha, you know? So this is like wife and he's like male, this is female. So why it is called Prakriti? Because he's exactly not really interested in this thing. He's doing everything, but okay, fine. Some interest, but not really interested. You see? That's the idea. So you don't become attached to anything.
But become a devotee and going back to him is like his will.
Yeah, it is his will. It is his will.
But our efforts also.
But
Yes, that is my question. So he desires that everybody become a devotee. I mean, you said we have to impress him for him to desire. But doesn't he desire that everybody becomes a devotee?
he desires everybody becomes devotee. I told you, he makes a project for everybody. Your life is a project.
But if he desires, you will become.
But if he desires,
So if he desired that everybody becomes devotee, he would have become.
That's what
Yeah, okay, that's another question then. It's a different question. If he desires, then we should have become, all of us would have become devotees. Yes, everybody will become devotee one life or the other. But at the same time, when he desires, we should also desire. If we don't desire and if he desires, then it will take time. Just like Kanak Das. He was saying he didn't agree, he suffered, then so it will take time, okay.
But why he emulates Prabhuji again and again?
Why he destroys? To start everything fresh, you have to reboot. You have to reboot the system, no?
Going to bed.
But
no, we have to reboot.
Let's say we have birth, we have done some good things, okay, and he destroys. What if we would have gained that experience from previous birth and you utilize that? Like again, like I have to start from fresh.
No.
Have that.
It is because why? Because you do good things this much and bad things this much. So he has to reboot the system. There is no way.
Corrupted.
If you do this much good and this much bad, then you can remember past life. So many saints, they remember past life. And Krishna allows them to remember. But for us, we have done such a mess. Yeah, it's hanged up now. To reboot.
Bhakti does go.
Yeah, Bhakti is he's talking of good works and all those things. So you understand? So that's the idea. Okay, so now Krishna is saying, you go and think about this, what I have told. Just go and think. If you can't understand, ask me again. But you have to really, a system is to write. You write and then you'll not make a flow chart, then you'll not get confused. Otherwise, it will be really confusing.
You said about the mother and the child, and then interest in the child, interest with Krishna is more. But practically our experience is now, interest with the child is more, right?
Yeah, interest in child is more because you have not developed interest in Krishna. If you have a small line, if you have a line, you have to make it small. What do? Big line, don't rub it. So no matter how much interest you have in your child, if once we have experience of Krishna, our interest will be negligible, zero. You'll be doing just out of duty, that's all.
The interest will be the same, but your experience is...
Yeah, interest will be that much only, but that interest is so high that it will look tuchha, that word is used. Tuchha, you understand, no? Yeah. Look tuchha. Okay. Nothing. Pale, dry, faded away, doesn't look. But for experiencing God, then we have to do devotion. Otherwise, how? It doesn't happen. You can't erase this attachment, it's not possible. Especially for females, it's not possible because it's a part of your body. But people who do devotion, they get to what we are most attached. To what we are most attached.
Our body.
Not even child, your own body.
Yeah.
No? Is it? It's like that only. Because child is part of your body, that's why you are attached. Otherwise you will not be attached. That's why Krishna made this arrangement that child will be born from inside the body, another body. That's funny. That's a miracle, no? So, why? So that you should be attached to them. And then you can take care. Okay? So it's almost impossible to get out of that attachment. You can't erase. But you can get higher attachment and then it will get faded. So, by devotion you can even overcome attachment to this body. What to say of some other body? This body also becomes, for a devotee, the body is a burden. It's not an asset. And I was reading Prabhupada was saying in one of his lectures. Prabhupada was saying in one of his lectures that this body is an instrument to give us pain. And it's a burden. Is it? Do you feel like that? It's not an instrument to give us enjoyment. That's illusion. We think we'll enjoy, but no. For example, Prabhupada said, for example, you see this finger. How many ways you can give it pain? So many ways, no? You can put a nail inside it. You can cut it. You can do, but how many ways you can give it enjoyment? Almost zero. What do you do with this? So this body is an instrument to give pain and it's a burden. And devotees become detached to their own body. So if you become detached to your own body, which is so big attachment, by experiencing God, what to say of children? And they are anyway, they are extension of your body, but it's separate. It becomes negligible. That's all. So, okay, fine, that's okay. So Krishna says now, 11th verse. Now Krishna says, people who do not understand me, fools deride me when I descend in human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as Supreme Lord of all that be. See? Avajananti ma muda manushim tanum ashritam. What's happening to this child? Okay, that's good, but...
10th one, Prabhuji. 10th.
No, 10th you can read yourself. I am going to 11th. You can read yourself. It's almost same thing. Krishna says, fools deride me when I descend in human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as Supreme Lord of all that. So fools, they cannot understand who is God. Well, you might say, we understand Krishna as God. Of course, first of all, people even don't understand that Krishna is God. People think Shiva is God, Durga, everybody is God. I am God. He is God, my dog is God, everybody is God. People think like that. But of course, we know Krishna is God, but at the same time, we don't understand how he is God. Just like we are discussing so many things. He's interested, not interested, he's attached, not attached. Why he's not interested, and yet he seems it is interested and he's doing things. So all these things, when you understand all these things, then you understand Param Bhavam Ajananto. Then you understand true nature of God. I think you have to take him inside. There is no other way. That's okay. Does a child know it is an apartment? No. Does he know we are all sitting? No. We are like that. We don't know Krishna is watching us and we are playing. And our play disturbs him. Because it's like this. So he says, don't play. You should know I am watching you and then act properly. But children, you can't help it out anyway. So Krishna says, Param Bhavam Ajananto. You should know my superior nature. How I do things and I don't do. How I am interested and not interested. How I appear to be attached but I am not attached. This is nature of God, which is difficult to understand because it is beyond our experience. No, we have not experienced anything like it. We do. When we do. When we become attached, we become attached. But it never happens with us without training that we can do things. Or we can show we are interested, but yet we are not interested. It doesn't happen like that. Mostly, no. And that is why it is very difficult to understand God. He has contradictory qualities. He can do those things which humans cannot even imagine. And Krishna says, fools cannot understand this, who have no knowledge. So what do you mean by a fool? Who is a fool? Who is a fool? How do you define a fool?
Those who don't understand God.
Fools cannot understand God. So who is a fool? That's the idea. Who is a fool?
Who doesn't know about God? Who's not willing to take knowledge?
Come on.
Who's neglecting the God?
How does Prabhupada define fool as?
Is right or wrong?
Huh?
You don't know which is right.
Prabhupada defines fool as how? Fool is a person who is simply interested in his body. Prabhupada defines in Bhagavad Gita fool as that person. What's that? Namam duskrito muda papadante narata. I mean that Prabhupada defines muda. Fool is a person who is simply interested in his body and things related to his body. And that's why he cannot understand anything about God. He is simply engaged to look after his body, his gadgets related to his body, his car, his house, his money, that's all. He doesn't have time to understand, so how he will understand? And his whole energy is wasted in that. If you waste your energy in that, how do you have to apply some mind in that, no? Your mind should be peaceful to understand all these things. Otherwise you can't understand. So Krishna says that's why fools cannot understand me. So fool means who is in bodily concept of life. They cannot understand Krishna. They cannot understand his superior nature. It's impossible. So if you want to understand Krishna, you have to become wise. And what is the Sanskrit word for wise, which Krishna uses? Dhira. Dhira. Deheno smritha dehe kaumaram yavnam jara tatha dehantar prapte dhiras tatra na mohyati. Dhira doesn't become bewildered. He got his wife. He's wise. So dhira is a person who is out of bodily concept of life. Fool is a person who is in bodily concept of life. Bodily concept of life means spending your entire energy and time on this body and things related to this body. Your entire thing. Devotees also spend time for their body to make it healthy, but not entirely. Their whole idea is to spend as much as time and strength for God and look after this body just to sustain themselves. That's all. So Krishna says, avajananti mam muda. And you know this verse, if you see the Sanskrit, it's a very interesting verse. Krishna says, avajananti mam muda manushim tanum ashritam. So Krishna doesn't say that I come as human. He doesn't say manushya. He says manushim. Manushim means I appear like a human, although I am not human. Manushim. Otherwise he would have used the word manushyam. There's a difference between manushim and manushyam. I can't think of example of like this, but in the sense of like you use manushim. In the sense of to say human, you have to use manushya. You getting my point, all of you? So Krishna says, I act like a human, but I am not human. When you read my pastimes, you will feel that I am a human. I am with gopis, dancing with gopis, like you all are at least dancing with gopis in your imagination, not really. Everybody is imagining, fantasizing, whatever. So I am doing like that. I'm doing politics. Krishna is doing, no? And he's laughing, he's becoming angry. So it seems that he's human. But Krishna says, Param bhavam ajananto, but I am not human. That's why he uses this word manushim. It's very important to understand. If you're discussing with a Mayavadi, with a Shankara follower, he will quote this verse to tell that God, Krishna, this human form is actually not Krishna. Krishna is the light within this human form. People say like that. You understand? Many people will say, God is light. That same light is within Krishna, within Ram, within Shiva, within Durga, within you, and everything is light. But that's absolutely nonsense. Does Krishna say here about light anything? He says, is there any word Jyoti in Sanskrit? No. It says Manushim Tanum Ashritam. People feel I have taken a human form, but it's not like that. I am like this. You will get confused. If Krishna comes here now, you will get confused. You will get confused. Of course, maybe not. He's blue in color, so so probably not. But many people got confused. Shishupal got confused. Duryodhan got confused. Everybody was confused. Because now, see, you can imagine, Shishupal is there, all of them are there. Krishna is talking, he's playing, and he was there in front of them. And they could have easily understood he's God, but they didn't understand. They were like us now, or we are like them. So if he comes here now, you will not recognize him. He will act more human than you. He can do that, no? He can be more human than you. Is it? He's the best actor. Nato nate dharo yatha, Kunti says. He's the best actor. He's the best actor. He can behave as if he is absolutely human. He can come here and he can say, I am becoming hungry, please cook for me, and I am going to sleep, arrange my bed. He'll say, he's God? What's happening? He can't even control his hunger. But he will do like that. When he comes, he does like that. To confuse atheistic people. To confuse demons. But devotees are not bewildered by that. So, and that's why Arjun says in Gita. When Krishna shows his universal form, so what does Arjun say? Arjun says, Krishna, please forgive me. I acted friendly with you. You read 10th chapter. He says, I acted friendly with you. I joked with you. But now I can see you are everywhere. You are God. Please forgive me. No. So that means when Krishna was there with Arjuna, he was joking. He was acting as if absolutely he is a human. But Arjun never got confused. Sometimes he got confused, but he was not confused. He was a pure devotee. Even though he was bewildered, but he could maintain in his mind this concept that he is God. And so that is why if you are in bodily concept of life, you can't keep a contact with God. It's almost impossible. As soon as we come in bodily concept of life, we lose contact with God. We'll become confused. Why he is doing all these things? And that's why Krishna says, Manushim tanum ashritam. You got the understanding? Manushim, like human. His activities are like human, but he is not human. Okay, so the puppet is very big. You can go and read. And then Krishna says, people who are fools, what happens to them? If you don't understand God, what will happen to you? So you know what? Many people ask me to see their hand. Pandit ji, aap haath dekhte ho. So I see their hand and I quote this verse. It's going to happen to you. No problem. And this is a universal destination of people who are not devotees. So Krishna says, what happens to them who don't understand Krishna, who assume that he is like this, do not ask devotees, do not read Gita, try to speculate about Krishna, something light or whatever. What happens to them? Those who are thus bewildered, confused, their assumptions, pre-assumptions, ignorance, whatever you say, thinking that they're Superman, James Bond, I'm so intelligent and whatever, like they're fools. Bewildered are attracted by demoniac and atheistic views. They'll be attracted by wrong ideas. No? So you see most of the people who are not godly, most of them are engaged in drinking wine, eating meat, thinking bad thoughts. Most of them, naturally your mind will go there. Your mind will be attracted to those things. Wrong, demoniac things. Atheistic views, they'll be attracted. And in that deluded condition, then what happens to them? What is the end? In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities means their desire for money, success and power, and the culture of knowledge are all defeated. They don't attain anything. Neither they attain peace in this life, what to say of next life? Nothing. They are defeated. Their life is defeated.
But Prabhu, many demonic people are very successful in material life.
Yeah, they are successful. Now you ask them, what is the definition of their success? They might be successful in earning money, but they are not successful in their personal life, in their family relationships, in making friends with others. No success in that. Most of these people who are damn rich, who are multi-billionaires, their life is screwed. Their personal life are screwed, most of them. So, if you call that success, then okay. But that's not success, no. Success, Prabhupada says, what is success? How do you define success? What is success? Okay, is America successful? Yes or no? How many people say yes? No, I can tell you. Prabhupada says it's an absolute thing. You can say, but America is not successful. You know why? Because what is a successful life? Happy life? Contented life? What is a successful life? That you get nice place to sleep, nice things to eat daily, a nice place to live in, eating, mating, sleeping and defending, a nice wife or nice friends, whatever. But if you see this modern world, America, all four things are screwed up. Nice place to sleep? No. You can't even sleep. What nice place to sleep? You have a place to sleep, but you can't sleep. What's the point? Most of the Americans are taking sleeping pills. Most Americans are having aspirin in there with dal chawal. It's a food. All these, so they can't sleep due to tensions. Okay, eating, they don't know what to eat, what not to eat. Eating all trash. They can't sit and eat peacefully. No, nobody can sit. Most people, their car traveling here, there. So no proper eating, no proper sleeping, and then what else? Nice house to live in. Okay, you have a house, but how many people stay in house for how much time? They're not in house. 10 hours you are out in office, and then you come back 2 hours, you go for 1 hour, you go for stroll, and then you sleep. So you're practically not in your house. No house. You're not loitering on streets, that's all. In your car, in traffic.
That's the lifestyle becoming in India as well.
I'm not talking about India and America, I'm talking about,
It's like everywhere.
because they are now imitating West.
Right.
They want to become Americanized, no? That is why most of the Indians have started keeping dogs now. You go in India, they come here, all the Punjabis and Gujaratis, they see and then they go back. And Indian culture is definitely, dogs were not allowed in their homes. Impossible. It was not allowed. In Vedic culture, it's not allowed. In Vedic culture, you can keep any animal in your home except dog. Any animal except dog. There were cats. You see, previous Vedic culture, in homes there were cats. They used to roam here and there. I remember.
Villages and all, you'll find.
Yeah, you find cats in the houses. They come and nobody says anything. Cows, horses, and rats, of course, they are there.
Even snakes are there.
Snakes, but no dogs. Dogs never allowed. Anybody who keeps dog in house, his whole house is contaminated. Yeah. So my point is they are imitating, so they are becoming like that. My point is, this is not a successful life. You don't have basic necessities of life. You have, but you can't enjoy them. So what is the point of this life? You are defeated in your life. That's why Krishna says, they are all knowledge, fruitive activities, liberation are all defeated. They think they are successful, but they are not. They are not. So they assume that is success, having money, but that's not success. No, you can't enjoy your money. What's the point? Because mostly people are happy, no? Okay, my bank has this much money, then this much money. Figures keep on increasing, but they can never enjoy. They're enjoying just by seeing their bank account, just by seeing. But really, they are not enjoying. Who is?
That's enough.
Yeah, so that is success.
And the bank crashes.
Yeah, and then the bank crashes and you lose all money and goodbye. or in America, your wife will divorce, she'll take half money, and children will take another half money, and then you are just
On the road.
As the first generation, we don't feel that, but like when we.
it's going to happen. So Krishna says, when Krishna says you will be defeated, you will be defeated. You can't contradict his statement. No matter what you do. He's God. When he says you cannot get liberation, you cannot, your desires will not be fulfilled, and your knowledge, no knowledge, everything defeat. So this is the end of people who don't do devotion to Krishna. They might assume, they might imagine something, but imagination is not reality. You can imagine like a drug addict, but that's not reality. Reality is something else, but you can't see those things.
No.
And one who devotes his life to Krishna, what he gets, now Krishna is telling in next verse. One who doesn't devote, what happens to him? One who devotes, what happens to him? Krishna is saying in 13th verse, O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, great souls, are under control, under the protection of divine nature. Devotees under protection of
Divine.
higher energy of God. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So, because devotees understand Krishna as he is, by reading Bhagavad Gita as it is, this book, not speculating, devotees will be happy. They will get liberation after this life. Their all desires will be fulfilled. They'll be successful, really successful in life. They'll eat nicely. Just now you all will eat nicely now, prasad. No? The devotees get nice prasad, no? If you go to non-devotees, they even don't get a high quality food. Non-devotees, no? They just put something in microwave, heat and eat and go. Heat and eat. But devotees are not like that. You offer nice prasad, offer to Krishna, sit nicely and eat. So nice. And you sleep without tension. No problem. Krishna will take care, no? No problem. No tension, huh? Absolutely no tension. So they are under protection of divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as Supreme Personality Godhead, original and inexhaustible. And because Krishna keeps them happy, Krishna maintains their life, they are so indebted to Him that they always want to serve Him more and more and love Him more and more and more. No? Krishna says in 14th verse, that is why they always chant my glories. 14th verse. Endeavoring with great determination, they are determined to serve me because now they have experienced a relationship with me. They have experienced my love. They have experienced a life with me which is protected and so happy. So they want to serve more and more God. No? And bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So nice. So Krishna can attract you. That's the name, that's the meaning of the word Krishna. Can attract you if you want to be attracted. That's one thing. If you don't want to be attracted, then He will not attract you. So that is Satatam Kirtayanto. This verse is important, but anyway. Okay. So here I am going to stop, because from 15th, 16th verse, Krishna is taking some other topic. People who do not do devotion, people who are not devotees and not non-devotees. Some people opt for different paths other than devotion. What happens to them? What are the different paths? Where they lead? That Krishna is saying. And we'll talk afterwards. So, any questions? I've finished here. No.
Like Prabhuji was asking, success, what is the absolute definition of success? Because most of the time we understand relative.
Absolute definition of success, Krishna says in Gita. What is absolute definition of success? Krishna says in Gita.
Love of Krishna.
No, that is, but that this people not understand, no? Like, which is practical, understood by people.
Sanjaya says in the last verse, Tatra Sri Vijayogi.
Some universal definition, which even a Christian can understand, Islam people can understand, Buddhists can understand, we can understand, a college student can understand, not sectarian, don't bring Krishna now in picture. We understand achieving Krishna and love is success, but you want to tell a neutral definition. What will be that?
If we meet our expected results.
What Krishna says. Huh? No, but that again you are bringing God, no?
Happiness and
Well, exactly not. No.
happiness and health of your mind. Happiness and health of your mind.
We reach our goal.
What goal?
Whatever.
But then that's not. Then people who take money, they will say we have reached a goal, we are successful. No.
Be happy.
Krishna defines success as
To be happy.
yeah. You have to reframe in Krishna's word. That's okay. Yeah. Krishna says success is yam lavdva nacha param labham. After attaining that, nothing else remains to be achieved. That state is success. That state of mind is success. When you enter a state of mind where you feel nothing else has to be attained, I am already attained everything. Perfect satisfaction. That is success, no? When you are perfectly satisfied, you are successful. If you are not satisfied, what is the meaning of success? If you are not satisfied, this means you have anxiety. Definitely, no? If you are not satisfied, you have anxiety. If you have anxiety, then what is the success of your life?
That doesn't look practical.
So, why?
You don't experience that state.
No, by devotion you can experience. That's the point. By devotion you can be perfectly satisfied within yourself. Yatma suprasidati, Krishna says. Only by devotion. There is no other process. And that is success. That is why success means to do devotion. A successful life is a devotional life. Because only by devotion you can enter such a state where you don't want anything else in this world. And that is why you see so many, there were so many saints in India who can leave everything and stay in a cave. Without any food and clothes, and they are happy, no? People are like, how can they do like that? They are satisfied within themselves. Okay, no problems. That is success. Is it? If at the end of the day you are unsatisfied, what's the point? Your life is defeated. This is a Gita, Krishna gives a universal definition. Okay, so that was your question, no? You understand? That's a good answer.
Even with work, we can reach that goal, right? Not just devotion.
Yeah, even with work. Even with your family, you can reach that goal. But how it will happen is, I told you, now you are finding taste in this, but when you taste a superior taste, this will become very negligible. No, just like I was asking in that other program, one female. So anyway, generally I asked, does anybody eat lollipops now? We have one Mataji told me she eats. That's not a good example. But okay, fine. So anybody plays with this ding dong bell? You don't play with that, no. You are old enough. But this was very interesting to you when you were at that age. Now if you try to snatch this doll from this girl, she will become mad. She'll become mad. Is it? Is this your child? Okay, let's snatch from her doll and see what happens. So, what's her name? Harini, come here. Come here. What is this?
Mama.
Give me this. I'll take it. No? No. Okay. See, she will not leave. Now that I snatched, she will just weep. She's going to weep. She'll weep.
She'll never come back to you now.
Yeah. So that's the point. So it's so interesting for her. She's so attached. But when she'll grow old, she'll not care for her, She'll just throw it off. Who cares for this nonsense thing? But, something else. So she lost the taste. But she will have this in a drawer somewhere, probably for her child maybe. But she has lost the taste. Similarly, you will have your family.
My auntie's daughter, Prabhuji, since you mentioned it, she's around 30 years old with one child. But her doll, when she was her age, is still there with her.
No, that is,
She's not playing with it, but she has kept it.
That's probably you all will have your own dolls, somewhere. Everybody has their own things kept. So, this is like that.
With work.
With your family, with your work. Now you attach so much, but when you experience higher taste, you will have this, but no taste. You will have everything, but absolutely no taste. It's just with you, okay, fine. So that state you can reach even in household life by devotion, if we are sincere and if we understand Gita nicely. Please read this book. How many times you have read this Gita? 1.5 years, no? What you are doing?
Here and there.
Why here and there? 1 year you should have read it at least 50 times, What's the big deal? 20 times. See, people read novels, no? On Kindle. How like so big novel they can read in 1 week. No, they can finish, just keep on reading. So why can't you finish this book in one week? You can finish this book. If you want to finish, you can read it like a novel. You will not understand everything, but by again and again reading, you will understand. So finish this novel, read it like a novel. That's how I read it initially. I read it like a novel, and then keep on reading, then you start understanding. So like that. This book will take you. Krishna says you will attain a state which is unimaginable for you, which you can't even imagine. He will do those things. See, for a child becomes unattached to doll. A child can never imagine when he grows up, he will throw this doll. He can never imagine. He or she can never imagine. But when he grows old, then automatically it's gone. Bala tavat krida sakta. So when you're a child, you are attached to toys. Taruni tavat taruni sakta. When you become young, then you are attached to big dolls, girls and boys. Vriddha tavat chinta sakta. When you become old, you become attached to anxieties. And pare brahmani kopi na sakta. Shankara says, I have not seen even a single person who is attached to God. God, Parabrahm, Krishna. So but the question is, who makes this taste go away when you grow old?
Ourselves.
Higher taste.
We got something.
Okay, you get higher taste, but then you lose this lower taste. But who does that? Who tells you that this is lower, that is higher? Krishna is doing that, sitting in your heart. He will remove all the taste from that, and through his power of illusion. That's how he's acting, and give you another taste, which is higher. And then he says, this is lower, that is higher. Otherwise, how do you know what is lower, what is higher? No. How do you know that? How do you decide for yourself what is lower, what is higher? You don't know. But he says, okay, this is lower, that is higher. And then there are other higher tastes. Taste for money is higher than dolls. Taste for probably women is much higher than money. Many kings, they lost entire kingdom for one female. Is it? And taste for name and fame and glory is even higher than women and wealth. For name, fame, glories, people can actually abandon their families, kill them, give their wealth, but they want name and fame and power. So who is deciding what is higher taste, what is low? Krishna. Through his illusory power, and then you are entangled in one after another. So if Krishna can do that, Krishna has set another higher taste, devotion. He has said, okay, that taste is highest, I keep it on the top. Other taste I keep it down. And I can give you that. If you chant my names and read Gita sincerely. That's okay. Understand? Okay, so any questions? Otherwise, we'll stop here. Okay, thank you very much for attending this program.